In this video, just going to go through and talk you through how to wire up a zone board onto a Lennox heater with Nest third generation thermostats and with zone motors. So we're going to be able to do this job. We're going to need a few things. Obviously, you're going to need your thermostats. You're going to need the smart temp zone board, which you can do up to 4 zones on this one board. You're going to need a transformer to be able to power the main board. We're going to need your zones, and then obviously we're going to be wiring into your heater. So we're just going to talk you through how to do this. So some of the parts or equipment you're going to need your pliers, screwdrivers, some connectors for when we join the zone motors together with our multi-core cable. You're going to need multi-core cable. Ideally to have the same uniform colors each time is helpful. And we're going to go through and show you how to wire all these different things up. So for the zone motors, we'll start here. So we have, you can see you got 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is your common, and then 2 and 3 are your drive open or drive close. Now, it kind of doesn't matter which way we wire them because we can actually reverse the polarity of the zone, but it's very important that once we fire up the control system and you drive the zone motors, that when you drive it open, or we're asking for the zone to be on, that the zone actually opens and the zone closes. So as you can see here, this position here on the left, as it rotates to the left, is generally your closed position, and around to the right is generally your open position. So making sure your shaft is correctly aligned onto your zone motor spindle. These things are important to check as well. As we spoke about, 1 is your common on the zone motor, 2 and 3 is power, either open or close. So let's go about wiring them up and get some uniformity with your wiring. As you can see here, the black is wire number 1, which is a common, wire number 2 is red, and wire number 3 is white. So we're just going to take our connectors. You do different ways. These are just snap connectors, or you can use your screw connectors. We'll attach them onto the cables. So if we need to extend the cables to back to the main control box, then we'll need to use the snap connectors to do so, and we'll be attaching that to the multi-core cable so that we can actually extend this back. But if you don't need to, we're going to be putting the black wire into C, and then uniformly do the same for each one, so each zone. So if we have up to 4 zones, or if you do an extension board, try to match the same color coding. For example, we'll go red to drive open, and then white to drive closed. So from these cable colors, for my multi-core security cable, I have black and brown, which I've put to common. Then I had green and red, which I've put to my number 2 wire. And then I had orange and yellow. Other combinations on this one will be yellow and white. And I've put that to the white wire. All right. So if you keep a uniform color coding, that will make things easier to install. So you can see here, we're now wiring up the zone motors. So black going across to common, red going across to this drive open spot. And then we have our white wire coming across. I'm sorry, I've only got green left on my colors, but I've got the white wire coming across to a drive closed. So I've gone through and twisted it. It's important to twist about 6 to 8 mil of wire and keeping it flat when we go to install it into the connectors here. First of all, before you go to install it, you need to wind open the connector or the terminal screw, because it's actually in a closed position. Then we're just sliding the cable in flat. If you twist it over, like so, when you go to and pull it out of here, it grabs, and it's not always the best way of doing it. So keep it nice and flat, and then we're screwing it up. As you can see here, we can see the 2 different options for the way we can wire it. This if your zone motor cable is long enough to reach to the terminal strip, or if it's not long enough to reach and you've had to extend the cables On both the scenario, always when you're installing into the smart temp boards, you need to make sure you open up the little screw terminal to allow it before you install the cable, then tighten the terminal strip back up again with the cable in it to ensure it works. So up here we have drive open, which is our red wire from both examples, our common being the center one for both, which is our black, and white being the alternative color down here. So we've now wired up the zone motors. So now we'll go on to wiring up a thermostat. I'll show you how to do that. Thank you for watching. We invite you to follow us and also check out our online stores.